Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Anthony Lug. The lower house today approved changes to the Income Tax Act to formalize a $200,000 tax break to employees. That tax break was to help persons meet expenses associated with Hurricane Melissa. Finance Minister Favour Williams piloted the changes.
Mr. Speaker, the bill provides that disaster-related honoraria paid by employers to employees during the period from November 1st, 2025 to March 31st, 2026 will not be treated as taxable income in the hands of employees. At the same time, the bill allows such payments to be treated as deductible expenses for employers, provided they are genuinely borne by the employer and supported by appropriate documentation.
Meanwhile, the Finance Minister has once again committed to removing the asset tax on financial institutions. Stakeholders have been advocating for the removal of the tax, which was imposed about 10 years ago. The update follows concerns raised by the opposition spokesman on finance and the leader of the opposition.
The minister ought to speak to the status of the asset tax, because when it was imposed in extraordinary times, and there was an express commitment given by the government of the day that it would not be kept there beyond a short period of time. That commitment was not ultimately kept to, and subsequent ministers have repeated those commitments, and yet we still have this tax on the books. It is to be understood that this is effectively a tax on the capital of financial institutions and adds significantly to their cost of doing business, and therefore has an impact on lending rates in the society. So it affects consumers.
Yes, there's a commitment on this side to roll back the asset tax. However, we've just come out of a Category 5 hurricane that has devastated the country, but our commitment remains that as soon as budgets allow, we will begin the rolling back of that.
10 months after breaking ground, a major logistics development is already attracting strong interest. The developers of the Kingston Gateway complex recently opened its doors to potential investors, offering a first look at what stakeholders say could be a game changer for Jamaica's logistics ambition. Less than a year after construction began, the Kingston Gateway commercial and warehouse complex is already drawing attention. Recently, the developers welcomed prospective investors to tour the multi-million-dollar facility and get first-hand look at its scope and potential.
Today, we are having phenomenal interest in our product. As you can see here, we have 12 units reserved to date.
The development of the 22 warehouse facility is a joint venture between Proven Properties and Sage Logistics. It comes at a time when the government is pushing to strengthen Jamaica's logistic footprint, attract foreign investors, and create more jobs locally.
So if you step out our gate and you look at the front, you're across from Tinsel Pen, you're crossing the port at Kingston, you're about 10 minutes from downtown Kingston, you're about 20 minutes from, or less from Spanish Town, you are 45 minutes from Ocho Rios, and 2.5 hours from the Sangster International Airport. The Norman Manley International Airport is 30 minutes away. This is location, location, location.
Stakeholders say the level of interest shown signals growing confidence in Jamaica's logistics push as the country seeks to capture more value from global trade and distribution. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Andrews Southwestern, Dr. Angela Brown-Burke, believes the development will bring forth opportunities.
And what really makes me really happy for this particular project is just the potential not just for residents, right, in the community, I think the potential of the entire space for the diversity of businesses that could operate here for small and medium-sized businesses is just enormous.
The JSE index advanced by 3,752 points, while the junior market index declined by 18 points. The winners include Blue Power Group, Medical Disposables and Supplies, Carreras Limited, Caribbean Assurance Brokers, and 138 Student Living Variable Preference Shares. The losers include Paramount Trading, KLE Group, Lumber Depot, Mayberry Group, and JMMB Group Limited 8.50% US dollar. 20 stocks traded firm. And foreign exchange trading ended with banks and cambios selling the US dollar for an average $156.87. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $116.19. The pound is going for $213.16, while the euro is selling for an average $188.60. And that's the Business Day. News from overseas after the break.